They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know. Son, you'd better take it all. They'll tell you what they know, but they won't show. Oh, I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Son, you've got a way to kill. They're picking on you still, but they don't know. Son, you'd better wait to shine. They'll tell you what is yours, but they take mine. Oh, I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Oh, there's a hole inside my bone. I need to stay afloat for the summer long. I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Oh, there's a hole inside my bone. I need to stay afloat for the summer. Son, you better wait to fall. They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know.
And welcome back. I am back, refreshed, and We're ready to do this thing. Absolute madmen that you guys are. We've raised $1,200 on day 2. And without further ado, let's just jump right into it.
Just jump right into it.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate bailout bottle.
This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop-off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings.
And fly. God be with you.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB-754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret
Welcome,
weapon
Raga.
research facilities, and the East's foremost
And
expert
everybody
on
else.
weapons development.
Back to
Sokolov.
Metal Gear Streamathon.
Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th,
You guys made it back
1961,
just in time
Soviets
for something
achieved the first
special.
manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end
How's
the
everybody
hair-trigger
doing today?
standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to
We have
remove
officially
the
raised
missiles from Cuba,
$1,200.
and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust.
Croc cap is in full effect.
But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to
And
make
as soon as we get into the gameplay,
One where the U.S. agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey.
crab battle officially
No.
begins.
The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted
For
us to
1
return
hour.
Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handed him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB
Welcome back, Ego.
supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test.
Those
of the
claws
weapon.
could rip a
It's our
tank
best
apart.
chance to get it
Jesus
back.
Christ.
This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
We are quite past 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. rather. That means it's time for a late price drop.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino-Yarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
Are you about to jump into gameplay?
We are about to drop into gameplay, but first we're going to do a tank price drop.
We are going to do a
If we don't get Sokolov
Did we
back
do
before
one at
that weapon
5?
is complete,
do one at 5.
we'll be facing a major crisis.
Check your list. It should be
The
updated.
clock is ticking.
The list I have says that we didn't give away did you do the Warhammer?
I did do the Warhammer.
Alright. That
Once
means
we
that up
confirm the
next,
rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery
we're
point.
raffling off another one of
Recovery
our
balloon
laser
will be
cut
dropped
wood
at that
pins.
point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proof.
And the winner
You
is
think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can
Ego.
handle up to 500
Ego
pounds.
1! A peen!
And Ego's here too.
Two peens!
You get to be
She's
the
equipped with
scariest
two
mom on the
6-barrel
block
20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm
Times 2.
machine guns.
Times 2.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing
Are
a
we also
4-hour
painting your
time
face?
limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
no, we're not painting my
Home
face.
in time for
Just
dinner.
Okay, but we will do
But
so.
if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast,
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
They are the same pin, yes.
They are the same pin. We will try to give
Shitload of these.
you. We'll try to give you a lighter one and a darker one.
How about that?
So they will be slightly different, but the same design. Sorry.
Give you another sneak peek at that guy.
I feel a lot better with this here.
Yeah. Oh, why hello.
Do you know who my Chaifu is?
Who is my Chaifu?
I don't know. But I think that was the person who won the 5 o'clock one.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Because I remember saying Chaifu just donated and they won. Let me go double check the list in the back. I'm gonna leave this chair here because I think somebody else maybe.
So yeah, we just did one of our hourly prize draws, just a little bit late. But in case you're just joining us now for the first time, we are giving away dank prizes once every hour on the hour. Giving away games,
Do you copy?
collectibles,
You're already in enemy territory.
pins,
Somebody
patches,
might be listening
professional
in.
artwork, and even
From here
a
on
fucking
out, we'll be using
PS4
code
Pro,
names to refer to each other.
which we do have here
Your code name for this mission
somewhere.
will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
We're going to
You're
be
not to
raffling off
mention
the
your real
PS4 at the end of the event,
Snake.
but if you donate
You
$5
don't like
now,
snakes?
What do you mean?
or at any time during
Big
the
one
event,
before,
you'll be
haven't
entered to win
In
all the
survival
prize
training.
draws for the rest of the week.
I'm
If you
glad to hear
win,
that.
I don't know if
or
I'd ever
lose.
order one in a restaurant, but
your entries
Careful,
don't go
you might
anywhere.
not have a choice.
what about
You'll
you,
be entered to
Major?
win every
What should I
single
call
prize
you?
draw for the
let's
rest
see.
of our
I'll be-
150-hour event.
I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
And then he never
Gotcha.
told you.
Getting back to the subject, how
When
exactly
the
am
time
I
is
supposed to
right.
feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack. I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for
On top of
example,
being able to
and
win
your
prizes,
wounds won't heal as smoothly.
Your
Keep an eye
donations
on
can
your
also
stamina
be
so you
used to
don't
buy
run To recover lost stamina, you can hunt
some
for
cool
local
stuff.
flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
under
weapons
Metal Gear Solid
Mark
3
22
on the
hush
buy-in
puppy
section of our milestone page.
That's right. It's been
You can
fitted
see
with
all
its
the
own
cool
suppressor.
shit you can make me do or
However, the
not do.
suppressor will deteriorate
Look at
every
this
time you
invisible
fire.
thing.
Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression
It
effect
just
will be
looks
gone.
black on the
So don't get too
thing.
trigger happy with
Now
it.
it looks now it really
Suppressor's
looks like a
durability
weapon.
is shown in the
It
icon.
sure does.
Any weapons and equipment beyond
It's a
what
funnel,
you're carrying
folks.
now, you'll
It's
have
a
to
funnel.
find as you
I
go.
swear.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy
get coke
idea
from the
was
store
this
stuff?
anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure.
Or any sort of
Can't
coverage.
leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes
You
for
think it
bullets
hurts
and
up the one?
cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of
We have like energy
international
drinks and
conventions
coffee
of
and shit
warfare.
here, yeah.
We do.
There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia.
I'm good, I think.
It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there.
So
It's
yeah,
a stealth mission.
box is
You're a
definitely a
ghost,
thing that can
Snake,
happen.
in every
If you
sense
look
of the
at our
word.
milestones
There'll
page,
be no rescue if you're captured. The
everything
military and US
under
government will deny any
$1,200 on that
involvement in the
page
affair.
can be
Then I'll just have to take
reactivated
care of myself, huh?
for
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake
$50.
death bill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule.
So for 50
Tape it
bucks,
to your
you can
body
put
so
me
you can
back in
take
the
it when you need
box
to.
for an hour.
Generous of you.
You can
Use it if you're taken
reactivate
prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you
Happy
into a state
Sing
of
time.
false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So how do I come back
anything
to
on
life?
there except
Just
for
take the
the
revival pill.
MREs,
You mean that thing they put
the
in my tooth before the
military
mission?
rations.
That's the one.
We do only
Be
have
careful.
2 of those
If you remain in a
left.
state of false death
So,
for too long, nothing
Those
will be able
cannot
to bring
be
you back.
repeated.
Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You
But
said
if you
this
want to
was a
activate
solo
box
mission, right?
die,
Right.
that is a
I
thing
guess
that
that
can
means
happen.
I can't count
Oh,
on
it's
any
happening.
reinforcements.
Correct.
It's happened about
Mission rests
17
entirely in
times
your
already.
hands.
They put me back in the
Real
goddamn
one-man
box.
army.
Here, you're your best friend.
Relax.
Your best
There's a
friend's
support
going in
team
to
ready to back you up
Ah.
over the radio.
No, get that fucking thing out of
I'll
here.
introduce them to you.
I don't want to
This
see it
time,
until
survival
somebody
is of
pays.
utmost
Somebody already
importance.
paid.
Somebody
First
paid to
member
put
of
me
the
back
Not
in the
just
box.
now,
in
but he
charge of
donated
monitoring
earlier
your
and it's
physical
happening.
condition,
And he
acting
requested
as
that
a
I go
medic,
back in
He
the
just
box.
did. Check the
as well as
chat.
recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well.
Jesus
and
Christ.
she's
Alright.
here on the
So
gun
somebody
ship.
already paid to put me back in the box.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
So,
Which means
in
Croc
case-
Cap is paused.
As a
Yeah, so
medic,
in case you didn't know, Croc Cap is in full effect
are you
for,
gonna
I
tell me
believe,
yours,
2
Mr. Snake?
hours.
My name, huh? It's
But,
John Doe.
And they call you Jack.
More so than that,
You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing. on the
Crab
battlefield.
Claws are in full
After a
effect.
week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Crab Battle means
I
I'm gonna
wasn't
have to
joking,
play the
but I'll
game
tell you my name only if
with
you
these
manage to
fucking
make it back
crab
alive.
hands.
My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me
Oh my
record your
god,
mission.
here, I got it.
That's
Oh,
right.
you got it.
It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake. Speaking
So
of
yeah, as
snakes,
soon as Croc
you remember the
Cap
boss,
and
don't you?
Crab Battle end,
a legendary soldier and your mentor.
I'll be getting back in
Actually,
the
it was
box.
the boss that got the DCI's
So,
authorization in the first place.
So here's his
Save your
best friend.
box
She's going
money.
to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
You get that thing out of
Boss
here.
No, it's your best
She also
friend.
helped
You
me
get
plan
that
this
fucking
mission.
thing out of
She and
my
I were
face.
No,
SAS
it's right here.
Jack,
No,
is that
he's
you?
your friend.
How many years
Stop
is
it.
it?
Okay, here he goes.
Boss,
I wish
That's
I had a
right.
cane.
It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
it's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
I can barely
You've
hold
lost
this thing.
weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you
This
disappear
is
on
what
me
the
all of a
best.
sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could.
And then we also made it to
The rest you needed to
$1,000.
learn on your own.
So
Oh,
as soon as
right.
we are
What
into
about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier?
our official
teach you
Snake
that.
Eater,
A soldier needs to be
covert op.
strong in spirit, body, and technique.
we got something
And the only thing
really
you can
special
learn from
lined up for
someone
you
else is
guys.
technique.
Really special.
And it's
In
something
fact,
I know
technique
you're all
doesn't
gonna
even
want to
matter.
see.
What's most
So
important
are
is
crab
spirit.
hands an hour?
Spirit and
Croc
body
Cap's
are like
2
two
hours?
sides of a single coin.
I think
They're the
crab
same
hands are
thing.
2 hours.
I can't
Okay,
teach
we're
you
never
how to
finishing this
think.
game.
You'll just have to figure it out for yourself.
Crab battle,
Listen to
1
me,
hour.
Jack.
Crab
Just
battles for
because
1 hour.
soldiers are on the same
Okay, yeah.
side
Crab claws are
doesn't
1
mean they
hour.
always will be.
Croc cap
Having
is 2
personal
hours.
Oh,
feelings
no,
about your
because we passed
comrades
1,000,
is one of the
it's 2
worst
hours.
sins you can commit.
Is it?
Politics
And
determine
reset to
who
2
you face on
hours.
the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change
Oh,
along
you're
with
right.
the times.
Crab hands for 2
Yesterday's
hours.
good,
Alright.